Okay, I guess if services go long, it's my fault. But what I can tell you is the Young Family Service, the Think Youth Lounge, was packed. And I think Aaron Baldinger's Tequila Gadola was about a minute and a half, so that's why we're behind. Shana Tova. Last year, I had no trouble writing my annual High Holiday Appeal speech. I had been thinking about exactly what I wanted to say for a handful of years. This year, however, my mind kept drawing a blank. What were the words I wanted to share, especially knowing that this will be my last time in front of this community as board president? I was also struggling with our high holiday theme of Hayom Harat Olam, today the world is born, and how do we connect that to asking for your financial support? Last year's One More Step was just so brilliant, right? I mean, it was actionable, it was something that I felt I could use as a theme to the community about moving us ahead. So let's look back for just a second. My family took a few One More Steps. We enrolled B and Natty at Shabbat school, and we also added Havdalah to our Saturday night winter routine. It became such a wonderful winter tradition for us as the sun went down and we circled around the warm light at the end of Shabbat. So as I thought more about it, I realized that Hayom Harat Olam can remind us that every new day, every new year, and every new chapter carries with it possibility, challenge, and renewal. And we at the Temple of Aaron are about to enter into a new chapter, but more on that in a little bit. I've been thinking about this idea in new chapters a lot in my own family. Just a few weeks ago, Allie and I started our oldest daughter, B, in kindergarten at Smith Jewish Academy. I had my own nerves and anxieties thinking back to my time in elementary school, but I can say it has been wonderful watching her run into the building with curiosity and joy. It's also been so comforting knowing that she has the entire Twin Cities Jewish community and the Temple of Aaron community behind her. I thought that this new chapter would only impact B, but the reality that I discovered is that one change of going to kindergarten reshaped our entire family. All four of us have developed new routines, new rhythms, a lot more drop-offs and pickups, and new ways of organizing our days. So it seemed like one small change for her has rippled out to touch every part of our family's daily lives. And that, I think, is what the world is born today really means. It's this time every year that we get to come together as a community to reassess our lives, and specifically, where does the Temple of Aaron fit into it? I think as community members, we often jump to this place that Shabbat morning services is the only or the most important entry point into our community. But as I've been able to learn in my year so far as president, there is so much more that we offer. And so I ask all of you to continue to assess where it fits into your lives and where you want to and can give more. I want to highlight two community members who have found their entry points that aren't directly connected to Shabbat morning services. These two members will be honored at Simchat Torah with our Ner Tamid and Young Professional Leadership Awards, and I hope that many of you will make the time to come support them. The first is Wendy Oski, who will be receiving the Ner Tamid Award. Wendy moved to the Twin Cities as an adult, and as she told me, it was for one reason, and his name was Tim. As Wendy and Tim looked for their new Jewish community, it became very clear that they needed to find one that had similar beliefs, ritual practices, and values to what Wendy experienced growing up on the East Coast. She believed that if her kids were to embrace Judaism, it needed to be part of their everyday life. It needed to be hands-on, and it needed to feel fun. One of Wendy's main entry points into our synagogue is her love of Tikkun Olam and our Social Action Committee. She sees Tikkun Olam as her way to repair what is broken, help others, and practice her Jewish values every day. She also finds that it's her easiest way to share Judaism with her children and the children that she's taught. She says it connects her to feel more like God, strive for a better world, and to work together to fix what is broken. And the work that Wendy does each year for our blood drive is second to none. So as all of us look for those entry points and look at Hayom Harat Olam, maybe it's possible that Wendy's route of Tikkun Olam fits what your needs are. And she will tell you she is always looking for dependable volunteers. Wendy's work helping on food insecurity is a key focus, And so my ask to all of us, for every time you set foot in this building, bring a food donation item to the food shelf or make an $18 donation. Thank you, Wendy, for finding your entry point into our synagogue and being such a strong leader and example. The next member I want to highlight is Josh Dorn. Josh and his family joined our community a handful of years ago, looking for a warm community who shared their values. Josh, Jordana, and the kids quickly felt the connection to both the community and the clergy. And Josh noted that even though his extended family has different levels of observance, he finds it especially meaningful that at the Temple of Aaron, everyone truly feels welcomes and embraces and accommodates all. Josh loves to study in classes or individually with Rabbi Marcus. And also, if you have not experienced the Dorn family Friday night service, make time to show up for that. Josh will actually be leading our Yom Kippur Shacharit service, and so show up at 8:30 next Thursday to hear what he brings to our community and set the mood. So maybe Josh, Jordana, and the Dorn family's entry point of Friday night services or studying or family programming fits your needs, and that can be your Hayom Harat Olam. So let's go back to when I said Temple of Aaron is about to enter a new chapter. Over the coming months, we will begin the search for a successor to our esteemed executive director, Ken Agronoff. Ken will be retiring at the end of June 2026, and I want to publicly thank President-elect Lindsay Horowitz, Lisa Lane, and past President Roz Siegel, who have spent the last 8 months conducting market analysis, interviewing clergy and staff at the Temple of Aaron and across the country, and working with the officers and executive committee to finalize the needs for our community. Lindsay, Lisa, and Roz will be chairing our committee, which will help us find the next great staff member for the Temple of Aaron. For over 38 years, Ken has been a guide, a mentor, and a leader in our community. And let me be clear, he's going to hate what I'm about to say. We will never be able to replace Ken and what he's brought to our community. But what we will do is honor his incredible legacy while preparing the Temple of Aaron for its next chapter of renewal, Hayom Harat Olam. Our plan is to honor Ken the weekend of May 16th and 17th with a special Shabbat morning service where we will ask everyone to wear their favorite sweater or sweater vest, and then come on Sunday and we will honor him at our annual fundraiser. That will be our time to celebrate all that Ken has done for our community, and we will look back with gratitude. I do want to share one specific thing that Ken has taught me that I really think embodies Hayom Harat Olam. As my mentor through my officer time and presidency, Ken has taught me that while the rabbis and many of us may think that the Temple of Aaron is in the religious business or the God business or the education business, the Temple of Aaron is truly in the relationship business. That is Hayom Harat Olam. We show up here, we show up for each other, and the relationships that we build. Thank you, Ken, for mentoring me and teaching all of us that valuable lesson. But showing up isn't only about being physically present. It's also about ensuring our temple has the resources to keep thriving. We need to show up with our feet, but also with our hearts, our commitments, and our financial support. It is what allows us to provide the incredible programming, education, and spiritual nourishment that binds us together. So again, the real reason I'm here is to ask you all to not only just make an annual High Holiday pledge, but to increase over what you gave last year. There are many ways to do this. You can take home the envelope in front of you and turn down the tab that fits your desired give. You can put your ticket in the envelope and turn it in after services. Or one last time, you can email Ken and tell him what you'd like to either match or increase your pledge from last year. The annual High Holiday donation helps keep our operating budget towards programming and, of course, our security, which becomes more and more important each and every day. I'd like to shift to the end here of my speech by riffing off of something that Rabbi Rachel does for B'nai Mitzvah families. It won't be nearly as fun as pretending that we're all Adam Sandler and Howard Stern like last year, but please play along. If you are a current officer, executive committee member, past president, or current board member, please stand up. If you are a current volunteer for one of our amazing committees, such as the Garden Committee, Sisterhood, Social Action, or Purim committees, please stand up. If you are a lifelong member of the Temple of Aaron, married a lifelong member, or are the child of a lifelong member, please stand up. And lastly, if you made the decision at some point of your life to join the Temple of Aaron, please stand up. Like B stepping into her kindergarten classroom, we as a community are stepping into a new rhythm, and the shift may at times feel unfamiliar or uncomfortable. But everyone standing around each other right now, this is the community that we will be moving forward with into this new year and the years ahead. Please be seated. Now for my real last words. For the past year, it's been my honor to serve as the president of this community, and I know I have months left. But we are incredibly fortunate to have an amazing office staff with Kim, Susie, and Kristen, an amazing kitchen staff led by Svetlana and Vlad, a top-notch maintenance crew led by Bill, Todd, and TJ, and our ritual coordinator, Larry Eisenstadt. Thank you all for the dedication to this community. I want to thank President-elect Lindsay Horowitz and Vice Presidents Joel Paper and Emily Paper, and immediate past President Roxanne Portnoy for forming such a strong officer team. I want to thank Wendy Baldinger for telling me to join the presidential track, and for Rabbi Jeremy Fine for being a trusted partner in the early years of being an officer. I've had the honor of serving under Roxanne Portnoy, Barry Devine, Steve Kafitz, and Gary Portnoy, and I've also been honored to be mentored by past presidents Mark Edelman, Nancy Lane, Judy Werthauser, Roz Siegel, and Michael Saxon. I have grown as a person, a husband and a father, and a leader because of all of you. We have an amazing clergy team of cantor educator Josh and Rabbi Marcus and Rabbi Rachel. They are incredible partners and they want this community to grow just like we all do. I want to thank B and Natty for understanding when Dad had to go downstairs to take a Zoom call. And I want to thank all of you for putting your trust in me, the officers, and the entire board of directors. You are always welcome at the Temple of Aaron could not be truer today than it ever has been. And lastly, I want to thank Allie. The job as president cannot be done without a supportive spouse who gives the president the flexibility and show up and be present at a moment's notice. The journey of leadership at Temple of Aaron began basically at the same time as our relationship. This entire community thanks you for allowing me to be here for all of them. In closing, as we hear the shofar this Rosh Hashanah, let it remind us that today the world is born, Hayom Harat Olam. May we embrace the changes ahead with courage, with faith, and with joy, together in community. From Allie, B, Natty, and myself, may it be a sweet and fulfilling new year for all of us.